Morning, folks. Ron Ray here with Turning 65 Solutions. It's been a little while since we did a video. It is now March 22nd, 2022. We had a few things going on here, spring break and trying to get the year kicked off. So it's been a little while, but we're back at it. And today we're going to answer a question that we get. Unfortunately, we get it too often these days. And that question is, why did my Medicare supplement price go up? And it's kind of a complicated answer, but I think that I'm going to be able to break it down into simple explanation that everybody can understand. So there's a lot of factors that go into determining the price of a Medicare supplement. So one of the complaints that we get, and it's a very understandable complaint, and that is, I didn't use my insurance. Why did my price go up? Let me explain. So there's some different factors that go into how Medicare supplement companies price their insurance, okay? And there's three different methods that they use to determine what their price is going to be. And so we've talked about these in other videos and other articles before, but first I want to point out that this article is right here on our webpage at t65s.com. I'll put a link to this article down in the video description down below. Also, be sure to subscribe before we get too deep into this video, so you don't forget. Subscribe to the channel, click the little bell so that you can be notified when we upload a new helpful video. But there's three factors that go into determining the price of a Medicare supplement. Three methods. Those are attained age, issue age, and community rating. Okay. So the most common is attained age. That means that the price of your Medicare supplement is based on the age that you attain every single year. So that means that your insurance is very likely to go up every single year just because you had a birthday, just because you got older. And that is preset by the insurance company and approved by the state. Now, some insurance companies will give you, when you're turning 65 or the first few years, may give you a break on those age-based rate increases for the first 2 or 3 years. And that's fine. But then in year 3 or year 4, then those are going to start. And you can bet that every single year, you're going to have an age-based rate increase somewhere around, 2, 3, up to 5%. 5% would be a pretty high age-based rate increase. I would say that those are usually going to be around 2 or 3%. Now, that's not the only time an insurance company goes up on its prices. So let's take a quick step back and say there's 2 times really that an insurance company raises their prices. That's 1, because you got older with attained age rating, and 2, because everybody in the group is getting older and sicker and using the insurance more and costing the company more money, and they need to go up on everybody across the board. Those are called across the board rate increases. Okay, so it may be the case where you had your age-based rate increase that year just on schedule because you had a policy anniversary and you're a year older now, you've attained a new age, and the company also had an across the board rate increase. Those are the big years. Those are the years when you might see those double-digit rate increases. We've been seeing a lot of those lately with the macro law that went into effect a couple of years ago. That caused those across-the-board rate increases to be a little higher. Also, the COVID-19 pandemic. That is certainly going to affect Medicare supplement rates. So it's not going to be surprising to see double-digit rate increases for the next few years, I think. Those are attained age rating plans, and that's the most common. Most of the Medicare supplements available out there use the attained age pricing model. The next most common, although it's not very common, is issue age rating. That means that the price of your policy is based on the age that you were when the policy was issued, is issue age. So your price is set based on your age when you buy the policy, and you will not have any more age-based rate increases. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't have an across-the-board rate increase, because you certainly will. Because again, if you go in at 65, you haven't had an age-based rate increase for 10 years, now you're 75. Well, guess what? There's also thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of other people that went in at 65. They're 10 years older, sicker, going to the doctor more, using the insurance more, and that costing that company more money. And to be fair, these companies are in business to make a profit. And so in order to maintain a profitable business, they need to raise those rates. And they do that on everybody across the board equally. But typically, they don't like to do that very often, because they do have to go to the State Department of Insurance and they have to justify that. Now, it can be every year, and certainly in recent years, because of what we mentioned before, macro, COVID, that it can happen every year. The insurance companies don't like to do it every year, so if they don't have to, they won't, because they have to go to the state and justify it, and the state can hold them accountable for their rates. That's issue age rating. Okay. The next one, we don't see this very often. I can really only think about one company in our area that does this. It's called community rating. That means that your price is not based on your age. It's based on everybody in your community, which usually means a zip code. So they're broken down into zip codes, which are then broken down into regions and grouped into regions. So everybody that lives in your zip code pays the same price. And you're not going to get any age-based rate increases, because it's not based on your age. You will still have across-the-board increases, because everybody in the zip code is getting older, getting sicker. There may not be a lot of new people coming in, depending on the area of the country where you live. There may be a higher population of older people, say 75 to 80-year-olds versus 65 to 70-year-olds. And that company may need to go up on the rates in that zip code. And they go up on the rates across the board equally for everybody in that group. That's community rating. Now, I will tell you that there is a little marketing trick that some of these community rated companies play that will cause your rates to go up every single year. And what that trick is when you're turning 65, the company gives you a discount of, say, about 30% off of your standard rate. So say the standard rate is, I'm just going to make this up, this is not a real number, $100 a month. Well, they're going to give you a 30% discount when you're 65. Okay, so that means that you're actually going to start out at $70 a month. But every year that you get older, from 65 to 75 for the first 10 years, that discount is reduced by 3%. So if your discount is reduced, what does that mean that happens to the price that you pay every month? That means that the price that you pay every month goes up by 3%. So with some of these companies that use the community pricing model, if they're giving you that first 10-year discount, that means that you are going to have a guaranteed 3% rate increase for the first 10 years of that policy. It's not a rate increase, it's a reduction in your discount. I apologize for the air quotes, but that's the best way I know how to emphasize that. It's a reduction in your discount, which means the amount of money that comes out of your checking account goes up by a guaranteed 3% every year. That's in addition to any across-the-board rate increases. So make sure that you understand how that works. Okay, it's a marketing thing. You do pay lower rates, there's no doubt about that, but it's not going to last for long. It's more or less an introductory rate that is slowly going to go away over the first 10 years. So that's the three ways that policies are priced. So what else goes into determining rate increases? Well, there's a lot of things. Now, one thing I want to point out right away is that a Medicare supplement company can never single you out for a rate increase. They're prohibited from discriminating against you after you've got the policy. Once you've got it, you've got it. It's guaranteed renewable for life. As long as you make your payments, they can never cancel it, and they can never single you out for a rate increase because you had claims. Okay? When they do go up on the rates, they go up on everybody equally. So what other factors go in? So if we look at this article here, one of the factors is when you enroll. So like I said, with that one company that we have here that has a community rating pricing model, if you enroll at age 65, well, your rate's going to go up 3% every year for the first 10 years. But if you first enrolled at age 76, well, you might not have another rate increase until they have an across-the-board rate increase, which may be 2 or 3 years. So the time that you enroll in the plan makes a difference. Your geographic location, some areas, the insurance companies feel the people are healthier and don't cost them as much money, therefore they're able to offer them lower rates. Some areas of the country or your state, the people are not as healthy. And so therefore, the insurance company has to have a little bit higher rates. They can definitely base your rates on gender. Women tend to be much less expensive than men for health insurance. They can base it on your age. Older people cost more than younger people. Tobacco use, this is a big one. Tobacco use is going to cost you more, and that would, with most companies, that also includes e-cigarettes. Now, there's a couple of companies that forgive tobacco use when you're turning 65. And so they will actually, if you get the policy during your initial enrollment period, your open enrollment for Medicare supplements, they will give you the non-tobacco price even though you use tobacco. So that's important to know. Ask your agent about that. If you bought your policy and you received a household discount because you and your spouse lived together, or you both had a policy, or you lived with somebody, some other adult, and that qualified you to get a household discount, and that relationship ends through the death of a spouse or a divorce or somebody moving out, and now you live by yourself, you may lose that household discount. Some of these household discounts are big now, 14%. Well, you'll lose that discount, and that will cause your rates to go up. The payment method matters. Most insurance companies are going to give you a discount for paying with a monthly bank draft out of your checking account or paying annually. Where they will penalize you is if they want you to, if you would like for them to send you a paper bill in the mail, either on a monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual basis, you are likely to pay a surcharge for that. The reason for that is because monthly bank draft, electronic funds transfer, EFT, is the most reliable payment method. And every time you miss a payment and the policy lapses, or you miss a payment and the company has to send letters out to you and call you on the phone, that costs them money. And so they want you to use reliable payment methods, and they're going to reward you for doing that. So those are some of the things that go into determining your rates and why your rates may go up. If you move from one location to another, it may go up, it may not. It all depends on the company. Some companies will honor the price where you were. Some companies will want to raise it to another price for the local price. So what to do if your rate increases? Well, that's very simple. Give us a call. We find that first big rate increase, first big one that hurts, happens at about age 68. That's because you got a couple of years of age-based rate increase protection. So you get that first age-based rate increase on top of an across-the-board rate increase. It's not unusual to see something around 13, 14, 15%. Well, that can hurt quite a bit. So give us a call if you have any questions about this. If your rates have gone up and you want to know if you can do better, you can almost always find a better rate as long as you're healthy. And give us a call and we'll find out. It doesn't cost you anything to apply. We'll ask you the health questions. We'll tell you if you qualify or not. You'd be surprised. You may feel like you're not very healthy and you're not going to qualify, but I think you'll be surprised on how easy it is to qualify. So give us a call and we can answer those questions for you. The number is 830-217-6711. Also, look us up on the web at www.t65s.com. We have a great article on our website that goes into all this detail about this topic. I will put a link to this article in the video description down below. Now, if you found this article helpful, if you enjoyed the information, give us a thumbs up down below. That helps YouTube get this video out to other people who are seeking the same information that you were today. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when we do upload a new helpful video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. Until the next time, folks.